Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the hell you're listening to this. This is the Nerds Talking Sports podcast, the sports pod with dad bods. And if that sounds odd, that's because it's Tommy Joe here saying it. And this episode is gonna be a bit of a different one for us. Um, we're remembering not only a legend, an icon, and probably one of the best racers we've ever seen in our life, but also a father and a loving husband, Kyle Busch. This is kind of one of the episodes you never really want to make. Um, but I feel like with the events that happened, there's really nothing else to talk about this week, right?
I
No.
mean, I mean, like should be happy that I am happy the Knicks are going to the finals, but I'll be honest, NASCAR racing has been much more part of my childhood than basketball has. And listen, I didn't even like Kyle Busch as a racer. I was a fan of his brother. I mean, Kyle was the bad guy growing
And
up,
so was
and
Kurt. Kurt was bad too.
oh, absolutely. Well, absolutely. But, it's just obviously it's still sad to see. And, I remember getting you saying our group chat, Kyle Busch is dead. And just, I couldn't believe it. The last time I felt anything like this is when Kobe Bryant died in the
Mhm.
helicopter crash.
Well,
Yeah, and even that
before we get too far into this, Zach, how was your weekend?
busy as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend, some other kid's birthday party. Busy, just running around constantly. Got a little bit of hay fever, I think. That or a
Ooh.
cold, I don't know, but felt like shit yesterday. I'm feeling a lot better today, so
Well, that's
hopefully
good.
it's just hay fever. Yeah, no, Kyle Busch. It's kind of funny because I think the name Busch is so synonymous with NASCAR.
Mhm.
Just is like the name, and
Busch,
he and
yeah.
it's unrelated, but
Yeah.
and he had a brother. So for over 25 years, basically, we've been hearing the name Bush,
Mhm.
and now we're not going to, and it's not in the way that we want to because both. Well, Kurt,
Kurt's
left.
retired.
Yeah, but this is worse. But
And he just
I'll
got
let you.
he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Well, he
Right.
got inducted for next year's class.
Right, and he's doing Le Mans, so he's still racing. But this Kyle thing is another level of shock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Before we get into the deep of tonight's episode, time to remind everyone that this episode is brought to you by Recoil Garage, your local diesel fleet and performance specialist right here in Howell, New Jersey. Recoil Garage handles everything from everyday repairs to high performance builds. With over 15 years of mechanic experience, we've got the skills to keep you moving. Recoil Garage delivers quality that you can trust. They provide comprehensive vehicle services such as motorcycle and power sports service, automotive repair, performance upgrades and custom builds, diesel diagnostics and repair, marine and boat repair work, and fleet maintenance programs. Whether it's your weekend toy or your daily driver, we treat every vehicle like it's our own. Recoil Garage has merch too. You can buy t-shirts, hoodies, and sticker packs straight from the online store. Visit recoilgarage.com. That's recoilgarage.com to book your service today.
Excellent ad read, Tom.
Thank you.
good stuff.
Before we start remembering Rowdy Bush, I got to do a little something. I'm not going to pour it out because I can't pour in. I'm not pouring it on my desk. So I'm going to catch it in this cup. That's for you, Kyle. So I think the best way to remember Kyle, best way to honor Kyle, is to talk about our favorite moments of Kyle Busch. Now, I'll go last because I probably have way more of a memory bank than you guys do, and we're kind of going into this episode blind. So, Zach, why don't you go first?
Well, I just remember two things about him. He won a lot, and he talked a lot of shit.
Mhm.
So, I don't think as a kid growing up you like that. As an adult, as a wrestling fan, you tend to like it because you like villains too. But I think
Yes.
villains are actually just as the baby faces are for the kids, the villains are for the adults to keep it entertaining.
And ironically, he was sponsored by M&M's.
And he was sponsored by M&M's. So
For a good portion of his career.
so they called him the Candyman too, right? He actually had a lot of nicknames. So
He did.
So there's a lot of ways to remember him. Multi-time champion or just one-time champion?
2-time champion. He won his first championship after breaking his leg
Oh yeah, that's right.
in 15, and then he won in 2019.
So yeah, we're talking about someone who is just, like you said, he's just a legend at this point. You don't have many multi-time champions. It's tough to even win a couple races in a season, let alone get a championship. I mean, and I know the playoff system effed around with that as well. I think 2015 was that was the
beginning
the
of
Logano.
that.
Well, I just think of when I hear 2015, I think of Logano getting drilled into the wall in Martinsville. That's what I think of. But no matter what, I just remember Kyle Busch talking a lot of shit and winning a lot of races, and that automatically makes people hate you, just like his brother.
Mhm.
And then on another note, one I'll remember fondly is when I was watching WWE more. Everything comes back to wrestling. It's my own personal psyop. But he showed up at an episode of Raw once, and this is when WWE brought in what they called the 24/7 title. Now I don't know if Jack remembers this.
I know this.
There was a thing called. Well, do you know what the hardcore title was?
Was that basically the same thing?
Yes, it was essentially the same. They created this title called the 24/7 title. It was a green belt. It looked terrible. The insignia on it just said 24/7. It was ugly, but they gave it to a comedic wrestler named R-Truth that everyone loves, has been around for 25 plus years at this point.
What's up?
Yeah, and he would just go around and the rules of a 24/7 title belt and the hardcore title back in the early 2000s when we were kids is that it could be defended at all times. So remember, in WWE, if it's not on camera, it doesn't really exist. Well, apparently the hardcore title was just being passed around all over backstage, and the camera just had to catch it. So they randomly cut around, and you'd see like the hardcore champion get pinned by someone, and then another guy would pin that person, and then another person would pin that person. There's a referee following, and they would like take referees and they like leash them almost. They like grab them. They're like, I'm gonna get this guy, and then they pin him. So one time, R-Truth was saying "What's up?" because that's his catchphrase too, by the way. He was like, "What's up?" to Kyle Busch, and he pulled him over the barricade, I think, and they dapped him up. And then of course Michael Waltrip has to be there because we need some clown. We need some clown attached. But you know what? I know a lot of people don't like Michael Waltrip, but the quirkiness, perfect for wrestling. You need that. And he opens up the shirt, he unbuttons the shirt, and he has a referee shirt on. Oh, now if you have a referee shirt on, you're officially a referee in the WWE. And Kyle rolled up R-Truth and became champion for a short while. I think Michael Waltrip won it off of him. I'm not sure. It got crazy, but I know for a fact Kyle Busch is officially in the WWE record books as a WWE champion.
That's incredible. I didn't even know that. I know like Ennis Cantor won that title too, if I'm not mistaken.
There's so many people. I mean, like I could look up how many people have won that title, but Kyle Busch is on that esteemed list of title holders. I mean, I think R-Truth held it like 147 times in a span of like a year. Just
yeah, Tom, that belt was made purely for comedic value, and I love it.
Yeah. Hey, if it works, it works, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, dude. I mean, but it's always fun when he got into it, and I can always respect that because there's a lot of people who say wrestling's fake, and it's like, dude,
duh.
You like
so not Star even Wars.
That. Well, not even like duh, it's scripted, but like you can't say it's fake compared to like, oh, you really enjoy watching Robert Downey Jr. wear a bodysuit with animation balls on his body, pretending he's in a fucking suit of armor. Like, come on, dude. Like you're gonna say this is fake, but oh, I love the Marvel, I love the Avengers. Like, Get the fuck out of here. Go to a show, and you will have the most fun in your entire life. I promise.
Yeah, M. Plumman made a video about Monday Night Raw, and he basically said like the same thing. Oh, you got me. Wrestling isn't real. Well, neither Star Wars or the Avengers. Blah blah. Suspension of disbelief allows you to watch Star Wars and not see a guy named Mark Hamill holding a blue stick. You see Luke Skywalker holding a lightsaber.
Dude, it really got like I don't know who Michael Giacchio is. I think they just started having like celebrities win this, but it's crazy going down the Wikipedia page, and it's like R-Truth, Samir Singh, R-Truth, Michael Giacchio, R-Truth, Kyle Busch, R-Truth. Santa Claus won it.
What?
I don't know, man. Yeah, see, but that's how I'll remember it. Just the absurdity and him going along with it. It's always fun to see celebrities get into it. They've really gotten into WWE recently, so that's my fond memory. That was 2019 that happened, but I mean, he was fun till the very end, getting punched out by Ricky Stenhouse and whatnot.
I'd say he won that.
Yeah, well, I think he won that just by eating it and saying like, "I understand." Right? Isn't that what happened? He was just kind of like, "I concede." Basically, what happened. Jack, what are your memories of Kyle Busch?
I mean, a bunch come to mind. Like, I got 3 in mind. One is just a bad guy moment because you got to talk about him like being a villain. 2 was another one is just a funny moment, just like his shit talking, like. But just a hilarious interaction. And 3 would be just how impressive his driving skills were. I think I'll start with the bad guy one. My first NASCAR race, which I ever attended, was the spring race at Richmond in 2008. I had no idea how historic that race would be. I'm sitting like nosebleeds, entrance of turn 3. Kurt Busch, again, it's my favorite driver at the time. I remember meeting him that weekend. He signed my hat. I wish I still had that Miller Lite hat. But like Kurt was out of the race because he was in the big one. But this was in the middle of Dale Jr.'s winless streak. And we're getting down to the wire. Jr.'s in the lead. Kyle Busch on his tail is like, holy crap, I'm going to be at Dale Jr.'s first win since God knows when.
This was his first year with Hendrick Motorsports, too.
Yes.
Also, put that into the equation. Kyle was racing that car last year.
I thought the 5 was still...
It switched.
Oh, it did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if I'm not mistaken, right in front of me, Kyle Busch wrecked Dale Earnhardt Jr. He didn't go on to win the race. Clint Boyer did. But, and listen, I was mad as hell at the time, but like I appreciate it for like what it was in NASCAR history.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my favorite bad guy moment of Kyle Busch.
But not to cut you off there, I will say that is the defining Busch moment.
Like, well, yeah, that's what I mean. That's why
that's the defining like bad guy Kyle Busch moment, because before that he wasn't liked. He wasn't well liked, but he wasn't as hated. When he did that, I know this is what Jack said in the group chat earlier, that made him public enemy number 1. That put the target right on his back when he took out Junior.
Yes. And the funny moment, I forget which year of Coke 600 this was. And I say that at Tom, I think you already know which moment I'm about to talk to. I think he was like too fast leaving or exiting pit road or something. So he had to go back and park it for a lap. And there's a NASCAR official standing in front of him. And he flips him the double bird.
Yes.
And then he goes back on the track. And then they have to call him back and park it for 2 laps. And he's mic'd up. NASCAR Films or whoever the production company is filming it. And they're like, Kyle, you got to come back for 2 laps for what you did to the official. And Kyle Busch goes on the radio and goes, that's a violation of free speech. They're violating the Constitution of the United States of America. And Kyle Busch's crew chief just snaps like, Kyle, stop, please. And he's just ranting at him. I don't know what he says. Like, get back here and park it for 2 laps.
I believe that was Adam Stevens. And that's just peak Kyle Busch right there. Just prime Kyle Busch, that's what for me when I got older, what made me like Kyle Busch because he just was. There was no filter.
No.
He did not give a fuck.
He did not
yeah,
give a fuck.
yeah. As I grew, the dislike began to go away because like that's funny. And my third moment, just to appreciate how incredible of a driver he was. Again, staying Joe Gibbs days. I don't remember which year this was, but this is when the shootout was at Daytona. This was the Bud shootout. Kyle Busch comes so close to wrecking twice. His car is sideways on the banking, and there's a big one involved in one of them. Both times, he does not wreck. He does not even touch the wall. And he comes back to just slingshot past Tony Stewart to win the race, like coming out of turn 4.
It was 2010
That was 2010.
because it's 2009 was the Coke 0400 where I was there, where he tried to throw in a block on Stewart and was a little late, and he clipped himself
Oh shit.
and wrecked big. I feel bad for booing at Kyle at that.
I mean, hey, my second race was Dover in 2018. Yeah, with you. And I feel kind of bad now that when Kyle blew his engine, we and the rest of the audience cheered.
Yeah.
But
No
like,
reason to feel bad.
I mean, listen, he knew he was a bad guy. He at that
He
time.
embraced
like,
it. He embraced
he-
it. He lived it. He loved it.
Exactly. But yeah, I choose that Bud shootout moment as a means to be like, what you gotta be an incredible driver to save the car in both of situations. Not only finish the race, but freaking win.
If I remember correctly, that was also the same race where I think because of those two cautions, those two almost wrecks, those two saves, he pitted because he had to get tires, and I believe he was like half a track back on the restart. So he floored it like coming out of 4 to catch up to them. And as he caught up to them, it went green. So he just flew right by everybody.
Wow. Well, no, but that was incredible racing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are moments I think of when it comes to Kyle Busch.
So when I think of Kyle Busch, obviously the one that Jack said, Richmond 2008, definitely top of the list there. Like without that moment, I don't think he becomes as big of a name, as big of a villain without that. But like Jack, growing up, I did not like Kyle Busch. I was a Dale Jr. fan. I remember watching that race at my cousin's house in New York on TV and yelling when that happened. And I hated Kyle Busch, hated him, absolutely hated him. And as I got older, I'd say around like 2019, like right around COVID, like end of 2019, somewhere around COVID. That's when I started to realize, you know what? Kyle Busch is a necessary evil. You need villains in the sport. You need heels, he's needed. And I started to recognize the talent that he had. And I wouldn't say I started to cheer for him then, but I definitely didn't boo for him. You know what I mean?
You appreciated him.
I started to appreciate him. And seeing him get tossed from Joe Gibbs like that kind of really was like, you know what? Fuck Joe Gibbs. I don't think I hate Kyle Busch. I hate Joe Gibbs. But a couple of moments that I have that stick out to me. The first one that comes off the top of my head really shows how he cared about his fans. There was a video, I forget which race it was, but he's in traffic leaving the race. And I guess it was Samantha recording it in the passenger seat. And he pulls up next to someone wearing a Kyle Busch hat.
Oh, I've seen this.
And he's trying to get their attention, and they're like not like paying attention. And finally they look over and they see it's Kyle Busch. They start freaking out. They give him the hat. He signs the hat and he gives it back. Like he really cared for his fans because like going to Pocono, going to the other races I go to, Kyle Busch would sign anything for anyone wearing his gear. If you're wearing his gear, he'd make sure that he'd make an effort to sign your stuff and give you his fans the time of day. I think it was Chicagoland 2019 when he was battling Kyle Larson for the win. And dude, it was such a battle. It was between Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch, and they're just beating each other up coming to this finish. Kyle Larson gets into Kyle going into like turns 1 and 2. Busch returns the favor going to 3 and 4, just rams his back bumper, gets him loose, goes under, he gets the win. Kyle Larson, gives him like a sign of respect after the race, and he gets out of the car, and Kyle Busch pretty much says, if you don't like that racing, I don't know what to tell you, don't watch. And that's when like the gif, he's like that, gives that race. He's a very, very memeable driver. There's a lot of good Kyle Busch gifs.
That's what charisma does, man.
Mhm.
You just become a spectacle for people that don't even know you. And that's why I think he loves the fans so much, because he was such a villain that if you're gonna be the ballsy one to go out there and be like, I'm a Kyle Busch fan, he's gonna be like, fuck yeah, you're a Kyle Busch fan.
Mm-hmm. And like he also embraced it, because there was a guy that would go to the races and he had a sign on his head that said Kyle Busch is a douche. And he actually met Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know what the new sign's going to be, because the guy that does it, he made a post saying how it hit him. And the step aside from remembering him, I know you were alluding to it before about this being released similar to Kobe.
Yeah,
I was young when Dale died. I was 6, 7.
You were 6. You were,
but like when Dale died, you saw it happen. You saw the wreck.
Yeah,
it was still unbelievable, but you could be like, he died in that wreck.
Yeah.
For Kyle, it still doesn't feel real.
No, it doesn't.
Like it still hasn't hit me that he's gone.
Like pneumonia and sepsis is what it was.
Like the fact that I saw him that Saturday at a Q&A at Dover.
Yeah, you got a picture of it.
He won the day before. He was with Mario Andretti at a new go-karting track somewhere in North Carolina on Tuesday. Wednesday, he was at the RCR shop. He was, meeting people on shop tours. He went to the simulator and then went to the hospital, and then the next day he's gone. Because like you don't see it. He was appeared to be perfectly normal, and then he's gone.
No,
like so quick.
Well, the thing that's also different between Busch's death and Kobe's death, Kobe was retired.
That's another thing.
I know I think they were really close in age though. Like I'm almost positive Kobe died.
I think
at
they're
like
both
40?
the same.
I think they were both 41.
I think they were both 41.
Oh God!
Because there's all the
41 club building now.
Oh, they're both 41, same initials. Yeah, they both.
Holy shit!
And it's like it's just numbers are everywhere in society. Numbers and letters are everywhere in life. They're gonna match. You know what I mean?
All right, so now I got to find another athlete in another sport with a KB initials who's going to die at the age of 41.
But I mean, I still think back to that day when I was at ESPN, like find how Kobe died. Like that entire office stopped.
Well, look, I'll just come out and be straightforward with anyone that's listening. Like, yeah, we made jokes when he was going to the hospital. We made because like. Not to say we weren't. It's not that we take it not seriously, but you hope everything's all right. It just sounded like he had to go to the hospital for some a medical emergency. Okay, well, hope he's all right.
The best healthcare that anybody can get.
Exactly.
I didn't even know he went to the hospital. All I heard was Kyle Busch dead, and I'm like, what?
You missed that part.
Yeah, the fact that the only thing that threw me off was the fact that he was. I don't think they said diagnosed, but he's going to the hospital for severe illness. I'm like, that's strange.
Yeah, that was strange.
I'm like, that's strange. And then, stuff slowly started coming out. And I got to give NASCAR props for being on top, for being the first ones to break it. It wasn't like Kobe where TMZ reported it before anyone else knew. And that's how his family found out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's literally against the law.
Like NASCAR literally tweeted it, and like nobody else had it.
Nobody.
Nobody
it was a NASCAR post. That was the first thing I saw.
I'm like, is this the actual NASCAR page? I'm like, or is this like a shit posting page that's just being mean?
Yeah.
And like, I know I was talking in the group chat, the NASCAR group chat, like Kyle Busch would have been shitting all over this weekend between the truck race, the O'Reilly's race, and even the Cup race. But personally, I give NASCAR a pass. The weekend had to happen, and they made best with what they could do.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful tribute they had to him.
Yeah, seeing Samantha and Brexton at the track definitely shocked me to be in there so quick. Like I
The
would
whole
not have,
family was there. His parents, Kurt Busch.
oh, and Kurt too. I would have not have like made any judgment if they weren't there. I would have totally been like, I get it. I understand. You want your privacy. I get it.
Yeah, I was watching with Bree. I was at Bree's uncle's. We were having a barbecue. Like, and when the camera was on her, like my uncle Bob, he just couldn't. He couldn't watch that.
It's just, and it's like, and like Zach was saying, he was still racing. Like he was still active. He was still like he made. To be honest, he was past his prime.
Sure.
But like his prime is like past his prime is still better than half the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and also, I'll say this: two things on that is there's a point where you can blame the equipment too.
Yes.
I feel like he faced a lot of car troubles over the past couple of years.
I mean,
Like,
RCR is not the best.
I mean, I'm sorry, Zach. Hold that thought. I posted the meme, but the Vegeta looking up in the rain meme to the news that RCR is going to hold on to number 8 until his son Brexton Busch is ready to become a professional racer. And someone made a joke comment, like assuming he'd want to race for RCR.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I just like, yeah, no. It was just the fact that I felt like in the past several years, I feel like when I started, I think I saw the Daytona 500 with you, Tom, at someone's house. I think it was Alex's house in 2021.
Yeah.
And that was a good time. And we were joking about Kyle Busch because, he was the bad guy. But over the past several years, it really waned because of his struggles. But a lot of it was car troubles. And number 2 is, damn it, Jack, I lost it.
Crap, my bad.
Yeah.
Mocking Kyle Busch because he was past his prime.
Yeah, no. Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, his last weekend, he came in first he literally won a truck race and finished 17th in the Cup Series. I know it was like the All-Star race, so it was a little funky, but he still finished technically in the top half, right? There wasn't more than 34. There was more than 34 cars, right?
Yeah. It's like when Dale Sr. died. The day he died, he still finished better than 30 other drivers.
Yeah. So, I mean, he still finished in the top half of the All-Star race. So, no, he was not in his prime because his prime was so fucking good. So, that's what's also crazy. He was still a serviceable driver.
It's like when Wayne Gretzky went to the Rangers. Yeah, he was past his prime, but he was still Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. It's like LeBron James right now.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. But like the whole thing, I'm pretty sure. So like in NASCAR, you can't retire a number. There's only a set amount of numbers. You can't retire a number. But
Right.
Richard can purchase the 8 each year. And I'm sure if Brexton doesn't, I mean, I think I heard something that Brexton's like under contract with RCR.
Really?
Oh shit!
I didn't think that was like part of the deal because Kyle wanted to race again. He wanted to race with Brexton in NASCAR.
I remember that story. Yeah,
Whether that was
a couple years ago,
just the trucks or whatever, but he wanted to race.
How old is Brexton?
He's 11. He just turned 11.
Oh man.
And I mean, he's got I know a lot of drivers have. Yeah, I know Chase, for example, has said that he will help. Coach Brexton. He's got his uncle Kurt. I hope he continues racing. I hope this doesn't, shy him away from it. I hope he can. I mean, I hope he does what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I hope he's not forced into doing whatever he doesn't want to do. But I mean, I think holding it for Brexton is definitely,
it's cool.
It is.
But there's a lot about Kyle Busch that the fans don't know, and I know him and Samantha, struggle with pregnancies, and I can't think of the name. Can't think of the name of their foundation, but they have an IVF foundation where they help families conceive through IVF. And I think it was somewhere at least 100 babies have been born because of this foundation.
Mhm.
Wow.
Are you looking it up, Zach?
Yeah, it's the Samantha and Kyle Busch Bundle of Joy Fund.
Yes,
Wow.
that's it.
They
And
provide monetary grants for in-need couples struggling with infertility.
and I know that on the RCR hauler, all Kyle Busch proceeds are going to that. He even helped Daniel Suarez when he started racing in America. Daniel would text him every Wednesday and talk to him, and Kyle Busch was just really a good guy. And I think post racing, Kyle Busch would have been like a Dale Jr. He probably would have been in the booth. He would have been great in the booth if he could say what he wanted to say. But look at all the talent that passed up through KBM Motorsports. Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, William Byron. I'm just thinking on top of my head. Tyler Reddick. Trying to think who else was there.
I mean, all Cup drivers
Noah
right now is
Gregson.
what you're naming.
I mean, I would say at least a quarter of the field has driven a KBM truck at some point.
It's crazy.
That's incredible.
I mean, think like that's all because of him. Like people can rag on Kyle all they want, but the impact that he will leave on the sport is immense.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
And I'm trying to think of other moments. I know there was one moment where they were doing playoff, pre-playoff media day, and I guess he got real hungover the night before. Like he got like real drunk and was hungover. And like there's a video you could see them interviewing Harvick, and Kyle Busch is just literally sleeping on the floor, like right next to him. Oh man, Kyle Busch. There was his win. Like I remember his first win with RCR at Fontana. Just felt like magic. I guess California Speedway, RIP. That one was. It felt like just everything just aligned for him that day, and just all came together. There was another moment.
I have a moment for you, Tom, that
Go
you
ahead.
can talk
Go
about.
ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you can talk about it, but I wanted to know what you remember from the Kyle Busch Joey Logano beef, and then coming out of the trailer and him immediately basically pulling the Marshawn Lynch at the media.
Yes.
Like, oh, moving on to Phoenix.
Oh, everything's great. Everything's fine.
What happened? What happened with that? What's the backstory? I know like the gist of the story, and my algorithm, of course, sent me. I'm getting all these.
You're talking about after the fight where Kyle had like the bloody forehead.
I don't know. I actually don't know. I just know that Joey Logano was reliving it. I think Kyle was too, but they both said that NASCAR talked to them, and then they were going to walk out of the trailer after this meeting with NASCAR, and the media was like right there. And so
as they always are.
Joey said in this look back, this video was like, posted months ago, but the algorithm is giving me all Kyle Busch stuff right now.
Yeah.
And Logano's like, he looked at Kyle and was like, you want to go first? And Kyle walked out there, and they just started asking him questions about Joey Logano. And he goes, yeah, had a good weekend, looking forward to Phoenix. And then like the next question, something about another question about Joey Logano. And he's like, yeah, just getting ready for Phoenix. Going to be a good weekend. Got a good car coming up,
He had a lot of those moments where he had a lot of Marshawn Lynch moments where he just wouldn't answer questions. Like there was one with Jeff Gluck. I was trying to find the read, but it's like, how is the car today? Everything's great. You're going to this week where you're going to Richmond next week. Oh, can't pass. Place sucks. And then it would be like very short answers. And then he asked one question about something, and Kyle goes, God, I'm getting asked the most stupid fucking questions.
Jesus Christ.
And then just walked away. Like he was very hot out of the car. He was very, especially,
runs in that family.
He gets out of the car and you shove a microphone in his face. He's going to say what's on his mind exactly as is. And I think that's exactly what NASCAR is lacking, because everyone's like, oh, can't say that. I got to think about what would my sponsor want me to say.
Yeah. No, there's still, the thing about it is he had fuck you energy because he had fuck you skill.
He did. He could back up his talk.
It's the same thing. Bryce Harper isn't like this anymore, but I'm just to bring it to baseball. There's the story of Bryce Harper and how the
Is
reason
this,
he was
it's a
called
clown question, bro?
No, not even that. But that's a whole nother story. It's before that, Jack. I'm sure you maybe never even heard of this, but he basically got his GED and went to junior college to play baseball as a 16-year-old.
I didn't know that.
And he was hitting bombs off everyone. He had like an MLB level amount of home runs in a very short season. And there's a story where apparently a catcher, he hit a home run real far, pimped it, stared at it, got around the bases, and I guess the catcher talked to him. And then when he came up to bat again, he's like, "You better not be staring at no fucking home runs." And Bryce Harper basically said, "I can hit the ball 500 feet. You can go fuck yourself." And the next pitch hit a home run and pimped that one even harder. There's just a point where you're so good, you can just do that stuff. And I know racers have to worry about that sponsorship stuff, but Kyle was so good, he's like, I'll just get another one. I think there's a level of that to it with Kyle and I just read the quote. He really did just say, this is what he said, Tom. He just kept saying when they asked him about Joey Logano, everything is great. I'm looking forward to getting back on the track and getting in my race car.
Yes, and he kept saying that over and over.
I'm looking forward to getting to Phoenix and driving that track and getting in my race car. Like, that's it.
There was another time. So, Jack, you might remember this. When Brad Keselowski first bursted onto the scene, they're doing driver intros at Bristol, and at Bristol they give you the mic, and you could say something. It goes, Brad Keselowski, driver of the 12 car.
Was it 12 car?
Was it the 12 or 2? It was like, I think it was when he was driving the Bluetooth. He goes, Brad Keselowski, driver of the 2 Miller Lite car. Kyle Busch is an ass. And then after that race, they asked Kyle about it, and he goes, who? Who? And then there was another time at Bristol. This was more recent when Kyle came up. He goes, if you love Rowdy, let me hear you go boo. Everybody booed.
Clever.
There was another time where during the Ricky Stenhouse fight, there's a time there was a point where Ricky was saying how bad Ricky is, and Kyle goes, "I'm just as bad as you."
Yes, that's it. That's what it was. It was like a.
And then he won the first Car Tomorrow race at Bristol, and then he just absolutely shit all over the car.
Yeah, he shit all over the car. I remember that. Yeah, no, he really just didn't give a fuck. I mean, and that's what's funny. He was self-aware.
Oh yeah.
He's not doing this because, he actually he's fully aware of everything he's doing. The whole Ricky Stenhouse thing where he says, "I'm just as bad as you." It's like it's like a great, like a self-own, but also like a backhanded compliment. It's like, hey, dude, you're just like me. I suck.
We both suck.
Yeah, and he was self-aware because, like I had just said, that was only a couple of years. That was like 2024, 2023, and it really wasn't
24.
Yeah, he won the championship in 2019, but he saw where he had fallen. Like he wasn't as good as he was. And it's really easy for him to say, yeah, I suck too right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's the thing. He was just charismatic, but he clearly cared for his fans. He clearly cared about the sport. He clearly cared about everything. And if it meant that what his words said held weight and people were going to pay attention, he was going to say the most outlandish shit to get more eyes and ears.
He cared so deeply about everything that mattered to him.
Yeah.
Racing, his teams and business, first and foremost, his family. He cared a lot about his family.
Mm-hmm.
And, and he cared about his competitors. Maybe not on the track, but, there's stories of drivers saying of how he helped them, and that, and he wouldn't want that known because, that would tarnish his villain image. And I guess you could say he was on a bit of a redemption arc.
Mm-hmm.
Like Denny definitely took over the villain role for a short while. And it seems like that's gone now. Now it seems like everyone just hates Joey Logano.
I think I think Denny's dad. I think the past off season.
Denny winning the lawsuit, losing his dad, and losing the championship. Like I think
In the
people are like,
my god, losing the championship in the
people are
most.
like, all right, let's not.
I think everyone knows. Look, Denny losing the championship the way that he did was proof that the playoff system needed to die.
As a Kyle Larson fan, that was bullshit. Total bullshit. Like put an asterisk next to Kyle Busch's fucking. The Kyle Larson's championship. Like
it's like he had a great year, and Denny still had an amazing, like a better year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. And I guess I don't know if we have many questions for tonight, but I know I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
So, literally the day before Kyle went to the hospital, they voted for the 2027 class of the Hall of Fame. Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, or no, I think Kurt Busch just got.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kurt Busch was in already. He gave his.
He just got inducted. Sorry, Kevin Harvick and Jeff Burton, and I can't think of the Pioneer Award.
Let me look it up. NASCAR
was it Larry Phillips?
2026. Let me see.
That'll be 27.
Oh, 2027. Okay. Thank you for correcting me because Kurt Busch came up. Yep, Larry Phillips.
And then Lisa Kennedy got the Landmark Award. So that just happened. So, and technically you're not eligible to be nominated until 3 years after you retire. I don't know what the rule is if you pass away. Do you think Kyle Busch should be added to the 2027 inductees?
I think given the circumstances.
Or do you think he should, get it the right way?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Like I know the NHL used to do there were times like they'd waive the waiting requirement for certain players. Like Gretzky was one. I want to say Gordie Howe was one, but I'm not entirely sure. But then they changed the rule to be like, okay, you can only do that if you're like some kind of great humanitarian or whatever. But regarding Kyle Busch and whether or not he should be added to this class, I mean, given the circumstances, like, listen, I wouldn't be upset if they like kept the waiting period, but given the circumstances, I think you can because he's gonna end up there eventually.
So, yeah, I think he's definitely gonna be a there's no way now that he's dead. There's no way he's not going to be a unanimous first ballot. There's no way. There's no way that there's any asshole on that what do you call it?
Call it the committee.
The committee that's going to vote no in his first year eligible. There's no way. My only fear is that look, it's been 25 years since Dale died. 25. And people do like to talk shit about Dale sometimes. Do you think 10 years from now he gets inducted right now? He gets added as a third vote for 2027. Do you think like, oh well, that's just because he died? It's an asterisk Hall of Fame.
Maybe not this year, but the year after.
All right, so I'm understanding where Jack's coming from. I'm on the opposite side of it. I wouldn't be bothered if they included him next year, immediately because of the circumstances and also public pressure. There's going to be a lot of people thinking that he needs to get in right now. And here's the thing. Me personally, okay. It's like Dale Earnhardt Jr. was a slam dunk Hall of Famer, correct?
Yeah, I don't think he was unanimous, but he was first ballot.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is fair. Which is absolutely fair.
I mean, look, that's why we need to wait. Because we emotionally we're going to all put him in the Hall of Fame right now, even though we knew, even right now, say he's still alive, still racing,
Mhm.
still doing mediocre. Is he still a Hall of Famer, Tom?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just let it.
You
So
can't take his stats away from him.
Yeah, it's like Chris Chelios. He was a freaking dinosaur and still playing in the NHL.
It's just like when we were talking about the Nepo babies, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
right,
I still said, I mean, Kyle Petty's, sorry, Richard, what the fuck does Kyle Petty have to do with this? Richard Petty's 200 wins is still a feat, but I think Kyle Busch's 234 NASCAR series wins is more impressive,
right.
especially in a shorter time frame against different competition. That's
Yeah.
my opinion. He has 63 Cup wins, 69 truck wins, and
Nice.
102 O'Reilly Series wins. That's never
wild.
going to be beat.
No, that's pretty
never
fucking
gonna be beat.
crazy, dude.
And like he's definitely going to be like because Jimmy Johnson wasn't unanimous. Jimmy Johnson was not unanimous. Neither was Jeff Gordon, which I think is very wrong. They both should have been unanimous. I mean, 7-time champion,
Yeah, what the
83
fuck?
wins, 5-time champion, 93 wins. Like, how do you not? You know what I mean?
They're old school Dale fans voting.
I think Kyle should do it. No, Kyle's not gonna do it. I think they should do it the right way. I agree with Zach. They
Right.
should do it the right way because there's no doubt he's gonna like it. Yeah, it has to be unanimous because there's not been a better race car driver in the history of the sport so far.
He's been doing double duty for years and years and years, and literally up until he died.
Triple duty
Triple duty at times
as well. I mean,
It's just it's
hasn't done
insane.
he hasn't done O'Reilly's in a couple of starts, I believe, but he's been doing trucks and Cup.
Yeah, he's just been racing forever, just nonstop.
Mhm.
And he was going to be a Hall of Famer no matter what. It just sucks that it's funny you say you think the 234 was more impressive. Well, he wasn't even done because 234
He wasn't
came on
done.
Friday, the Friday
Exactly.
before. It's like it's I mean, like, look, it should be unanimous. I agree. There's not even a thought in my mind. I don't know what idiot wouldn't. It's the same deal with like Ichiro and Derek Jeter. And there's been so many Hall of Famers in other sports. I know baseball has just been a very controversial one because the steroid era guys are coming through now and there's a lot of pickiness on that. But in general, every sport, you feel like these guys are slam dunks, but these fucking dorks on these committees always ruin it because we know some of these guys are Hall of Famers, but they don't want to vote them in immediately because they got to wait a little bit. We got to get other guys in, blah, blah, blah. I get it to a certain degree as well because some guys are on the ballot forever because they keep in some, and I think in baseball, you reach a certain level of or a certain percentage of votes to keep you on the ballot. If you don't reach that percentage, then you fall off the ballot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some guys are on there, and guys like Kenny Lofton and Carlos Delgado are not in the Hall of Fame, even though there should be, but they were on cards that had like slam dunks even higher than them. So they fell off because they didn't get enough votes. And they were like, oh, shit. Well, we fucked that up, guys. Kyle's going to get in no matter what.
Absolutely.
I don't know what asshole is going to not vote for him in 3 years because he died while still racing.
He did.
At that point, you got to be like, well, we didn't even get to see him finish.
Yeah.
I mean, he easily could have gotten to 240. Easily.
Yeah. He like it and the fact that he died not on the track, it's not even like the sport killed him. It was unfortunate circumstances. It's not
I think
fair.
it was his work ethic, personally.
Maybe that too. He just worked his art. He literally worked himself to death.
He did. He did.
So-
I think that's what happened. And that's the thing that really gets me. Is like he wasn't done.
No. Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt was at the end of his career. He had maybe
He was in
three
his
tops
twilight.
years left. He was on the out. Kyle Busch was still not in his prime, but he was just past prime. He just peaked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he could have been racing another 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, well, I think he wanted to be at least racing another 7 years. I think it'd be 18 for trucks.
Well,
19
Kyle.
trucks.
Well, if Kyle wanted to be racing with his son in a NASCAR Series
I
Cup
think it had
like
to be
car,
18.
then he
So
had to
at
be he had to
least
wait for
another
7 more years.
at
At least
least
7
another
years.
7 years. And I
Dale
know
Earnhardt did it all, and yeah, I think there's even I think in one of the like a Slap Shoes or an LA Productions video, shout out to them. I think even in one of those videos they recalled a time where he basically says like I don't know how much longer I can do this. He was in his 50s, right?
he was
Wasn't Dale
49.
Earnhardt?
Yeah, he
gonna
was
be
49 when he
gonna be
died.
50.
How long? What year? How old was Mark Martin when he retired?
He was
Well,
in
Mark
his
Martin
he
was-
was in his 50s.
Yeah, Mark Martin Mark Martin just
I
is a
think he's
machine.
one of the oldest to win.
Yeah,
Um,
he was a machine.
But like Kyle Busch, he never because he never got the 500. He left this world with an incomplete resume. That's what
Yeah.
gets me the most. He
That
wasn't
sucks.
done. He didn't get the 500, which he very well could have. He wanted to get that Truck Series title so he could have the trifecta that no one's done. No one has all three.
No one ever will probably.
So-
It's
someone-
like a tough
there's
feat.
there's
right there.
drivers that have truck and O'Reilly's. There's drivers that have truck and Cup. There's drivers that have a
O'Reilly.
mismatch of
Yeah.
championships. So they don't have all three. And
Two of three.
Kyle Busch was definitely the favorite to get all three.
He's won
And-
several races this year in the Truck Series alone.
He has. He had that win at Echo Park,
Right.
where him and
So-
Hocevar were dicing it up.
Yeah. Like,
And-
dude, he was still up. He was still in it, man.
Yeah, like it wasn't like I think that's the hardest part to stomach. It's just like he's gone. Like you're not going to hear these snarky comments. You're not going to hear the humor on the radio. Like another Kyle Busch thing. I forgot where it was recent, but he passed Joey Logano. I think it was Dover. It may have been Dover. Or it was somewhere recent, but he passed Joey Logano to finish like 16th. But he passed Joey Logano, and he has like that Lego Batman laugh. Like it's just like it's gone,
Yeah.
and it's like it wasn't time.
No.
The-
So
this book wasn't finished.
I'll pose a question to you, Tom,
Okay,
because I have my answer, and I think it's pretty obvious. Who fills that charisma role now? I feel like there's not a lot of charismatic guys at the moment. I feel like back in the day, a lot more, you had the Tony Stewarts. Joey Logano is just a dork, but
He is.
you could use that. We got guys like Joey Logano still, but he's a dork.
Chase
And
Elliott.
that's
No, I'm
not
kidding.
fun.
I'm kidding.
No, Chase. Everyone likes
Um,
Chase Elliott. He's a little quiet little country boy.
I
He's
think-
John Cena.
I think the closest person that could match Kyle in both charisma and talent. Not match. I don't want to say match. Could
No.
replace, because no one's going to match that. No one's going to match that ever. I think it's got to be the guy that's hanging out of the car during his victory lap.
I
Like the
figured this was
closest
slam
thing
dunk answer.
that we're going to have to a Kyle Busch is going to be Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, we need fun drivers and we need young drivers, or at least new guys, and that's the reason why in the midst of all this bitching and moaning about Tyler Reddick winning a lot and thinking it's a conspiracy, like we need this. We need new faces. We've heard the same names for a while. Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch was on his way down,
And like
Just-
Reddick's not a boring person. He's just not a media guy. You know what I mean?
No, and that's
I
we
got
need
that
more
broken
media
up
guys.
in the campground. He's a riot, but he's not really a media guy. You know what I mean? Like Carson Hocevar is somebody that's on social media. He runs his social media.
Right.
He's just not as good yet.
We just I feel like even if you're not as good, you need guys that are. Michael Waltrip wasn't good.
No,
Look
But
at
he also
look
is
at
not
look at
funny.
what he's doing now.
but he's not
Yeah,
funny
well,
like that. Like
you know
that's
what?
the other thing. Like he's just
that's okay. I'll take the jester. Give me the jester who does dumb shit. All right. He's having fucking fun out there. Props to him. All right, doing what you love even after you're done doing what you really love. You're still around racing and talking to all these racers and confusing the fuck out of them, running around the goddamn pits before the race starts. Like, you know what? Good for him. He's just following the steps of his brother too. We need guys like that. You remember, we need Jaws. We need guys. We need guys like that. I feel like we don't have that as much. And with Kyle going now, like, I know he's not at the top of his game. He wasn't at the top of his game, but man, like that's a guy that even if you didn't like him to the day that he died, that's a guy that when he won, you're like, here we go. So, but
Jack, what about you? Who do you think?
Who what do I think could replace him? As far as like the bad guy energy goes, listen, I'm not as much of a fan as I was years past, but as far as like bad guy energy goes, just because there's the pun Ross Chast terrorism, maybe Ross Chastain, but like I don't think he necessarily has the charisma.
I feel like his ship
Kyle
sailed.
Busch.
He wrecked Larson and he stopped.
So he was a one-hit wonder.
No. He wrecked Larson at Darlington, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Hendrick gave him a talking to. And it's just like they neutered him.
I feel like I might be correcting you on something here, Tom. So you said Junior took over Kyle's car when he went to Hendrick. I don't think that's the case because Casey Mears was racing the 25 when Kyle was racing the 5.
Yes.
And then Casey Mears went to the 5. I think Junior took over Casey Mears' car. They just turned it into the 88.
Okay, riddle me this. Who did Kyle Larson replace?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Who retired in 2020?
Crap. Jimmy?
Yeah.
Johnson? Okay. I was all right. Jimmy
Now,
Johnson.
is Bowman racing? Did Bowman get Cliff Daniels in the 48? No. They put the 48 on the 88.
Okay.
And they gave Cliff Daniels to. They like to switch the numbers around.
Okay.
That was the 5 car. The 88 was the 5 car.
Okay, they still try. I'm sure teams rank their drivers. Let's be fair.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, they're going to give you the best stuff. And Bowman, I think, is on the short end of the stick. With Byron Elliott.
They're all
Larson.
they're all underperforming this year, to be honest.
This year they are. Bowman was always fun to bet on, honestly, in recent years because I think I told you a couple years ago. There was one time I was like, Bowman's going to win. What?
I think it was there was a Richmond race. There was a race where his odds were absolutely terrible for him, but great odds. And it was before qualifying. I think it was Richmond. It was before qualifying. I think it was like, don't quote me, 5,000 to 1.
Yeah, it was.
And it was ridiculous.
500 to 1 or something, whatever. Yeah, it's
no,
dude.
It was. I turned like $5 to $200.
Yeah, that might be like,
and then I cashed out.
Oh, wow. Well, either way, Bowman was like one of the Hendrick drivers where I'd be like, he's always gonna be like $10 to like $200, and he always wins one random race a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like they move people around, but how about this? Here's another villain. Here's another person who needs to just go ahead, suck it up. Someone needs to get in his ear and just tell him to be an asshole. Well, he kind of is. We're talking about Nepo babies.
Ty Gibbs?
Yeah. Why not? Why the fuck not? Just go ahead.
I feel like he can't because his Joe Gibbs is,
Yeah, and another
boomer, and it kind of, it's
lame.
Yeah.
And another name that comes to mind for me, I mean, again, I don't know if he doesn't have the charisma, but as far as like bad guy energy, Joey Logano, no one likes Joey Logano.
Like I would say, Denny Hamlin would be the closest to
that
right
ship
now.
sailed.
But I feel like that ship sailed after last season.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I went to Dover. He didn't get booed that much. Bubba Wallace gets booed for
the wrong reasons.
Bubba Wallace gets booed for being black, and it's fucking ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of him, but it's ridiculous the hate he gets and the boomers just fucking. Oh, Bubba Wallace, these fucking darfs. It's like just give it a break, dude. Like you're letting him live rent free in your head.
He wasn't.
It's
He wasn't
it's
the one who
blatantly clear.
found the noose.
Exactly, and they can't let it go.
It's clearly, dude. It's just clearly, man. Like getting woke here. No, but like we're like no. It's like it's the most blatant unconscious bias example you can
Absolutely.
give. Because I think
Absolutely.
unconscious bias, sure, it exists. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But for boomers that hate Bubba Wallace, it's like just go ahead and just shout it into a bullhorn. Why don't you?
Touch grass, dude. Just like I've met him at
We get
tracks.
it.
He's a nice guy.
It's
I'm not a
everything.
fan of his. I'm not going to buy Bubba merch, but like I'm not going to hate him.
No,
He's done bonehead stuff, absolutely. But like, who hasn't?
We need that.
It's
We
NASCAR,
need
you need
racing
that.
to be
Exactly.
fun.
He just unfortunately doesn't have the skill like Kyle Busch to back it up, though. You know what I mean?
No. The fight with Kyle Larson on the infield.
Yes, we need that.
It was
That very
ridiculous.
fucking stupid.
That was stupid.
That was so
That's
dumb.
fun. That's so fun, though. What goes viral? Nonsense.
Exactly. He
Especially
needed
when
to
it comes
do
to
that like
NASCAR.
Stenhouse or something, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially when it comes to NASCAR. Like, I'm sorry, Tom. It's just, a lot of people view it as going in circles, and it is, all right? But there's more to it when you actually watch it. What goes viral, though? Crashes, nonsense, Ross Chastain sending it into the wall.
Yeah. What year? What was it when the Daytona 500 was being aired? Most of America was stuck inside because of a snowstorm.
1979.
Yeah, that was when Yarborough and Bobby Allison had to fight in the
The Allison
infield.
brothers.
What?
The Allison brothers.
Yeah, because the other one
Is it-
actually pulled up.
Yeah, the other one pulled up. Was like, "Yo,
He
you ain't beat
fucking
my
pulled
brother."
up.
Oh crap! I didn't realize that. But yeah, Petty
Oh my
won.
God, yeah, dude,
Petty won
that's why
that.
it was so crazy because it was Jerry Springer before Jerry Springer.
And Bill France was like, "Oh God, this is bad," and everyone.
And
loved it.
then it wasn't.
It's like after Happy Gilmore fought Bob Barker.
I
Yes.
think the biggest thing to come out of this lawsuit is that NASCAR realized just because they may own the drivers, they may own the tracks, they own this, they can't survive on the racing product alone. You need stars, you need names. And unfortunately, this sport lost a huge name. This
Right.
sport lost a name that everybody knew. Casuals knew, non-fans knew, everybody knew who Kyle Busch was. He was a household name. Everybody knew Kyle Busch.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to
And
recover from this.
We lost one of the biggest names in sports right now. One of the biggest names in NASCAR right now.
In
and-
NASCAR history.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it's like we're gonna struggle to find out who the next big name is because like Kyle Larson's a big name, but people don't really. Casuals know who he is, absolutely, but I would say like the general public. I mean, unfortunately, people know Kyle Larson because of what happened in 2020, and I'm not gonna touch on that. I'm just saying that's how people know Kyle Larson. They don't know him because he's an amazing racer. They know him because of what he said.
Right.
Chase Elliott, people know him inside NASCAR, but people don't really know him outside of NASCAR. You have Dale Earnhardt Jr., who doesn't race anymore. Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon. Like, we need stars. We need to put the emphasis not on the sport. We need to put the emphasis on the drivers, the people that deliver the entertainment.
Right. Well, and the other thing is this. Larson, as far as I'm aware, has been around a while. Logano's been around a while. Hamlin's been around a while. Think of all these guys that have been racing for a long time. Well, I understand that there's still a lot of them are young.
Mhm.
So we're going to have them for a while. It's a little bit different than racing was back in the day. I remember watching videos and hearing guys, not making it until their 30s. And now you got guys in their mid-20s.
Kyle Busch started that.
Yeah, exactly. The Busch brothers started that. So, these guys, they've been around a long time and they seem to have not made as much of a splash. We need some more young guys to hopefully the talent catches up or something. But they need to start winning and they need to start getting behind the fucking mic. All right. Start cutting some promos.
Mm-hmm.
Start delivering some finishing moves.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the one thing I've noticed this season is that NASCAR has been pushing a lot more driver content,
Mhm.
like putting drivers in ads, putting drivers in social
Good.
media skits. They're putting them in YouTube clips, and I think they understand what they need to do now, especially with the new change in leadership.
Mhm.
Um, and I gotta say, I am so glad that Steve O'Donnell is CEO right now because I would much rather. I'm so glad Steve O'Donnell was the one to talk to us about Kyle Busch and not Steve Phelps.
Right.
It was way more personable, and I can, you know, I like O'Donnell. He may not make all the good moves, but it was funny.
Mhm.
I saw this one thing before where they had an industry meeting on Friday after the passing of Kyle Busch to discuss the race weekend, and it was actually Bubba Wallace that said that in uh, to honor Kyle Busch, we should add 100 horsepower to the engines.
Fuck yeah, dude. I saw Tony Stewart talking about that in an interview. Is that what you just said?
No, this was like
Oh,
an
okay.
industry
Sorry.
meeting before the race weekend.
I think just maybe it's just every past driver I've heard say these things are
The
needed.
cars need less drag and more horsepower. That's what they need, and the car will be fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's still just. I guess we should start wrapping this up. And I guess on that note, I just want to say, I still can't find the words to say what I want to say about Kyle Busch because I think this experience for me is gonna maybe put it into perspective the way that I view NASCAR drivers. Like even if this was Joey Logano, I'm not wishing for it. I'm saying if this was someone like Joey Logano, I still think I would feel a similar way, even though I don't like him. Like it would still be a huge loss to the sport. I think Kyle Busch is a bigger loss than Joey Logano, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
in terms of what they've done for the sport and the way that they would have carried the sport after they retired, after into their retirement, like Dale Jr. This one stings. It's gonna sting, and it's like I haven't grieved yet, if that makes sense. And I don't know if
Me
I
either.
should. I mean, I don't know Kyle Busch. I knew Kyle Busch the racer. I knew the guy on TV. I hadn't known him personally, but I feel like I haven't grieved, and I don't know. It's going to be weird when I go to Pocono, and he's not going to be there. The 8 car's gone, and
That
the
Rowdy
worst.
Nation bus.
Well, they weren't going to be there this year, regardless, which I think is really weird. They had their spots up for sale in the Pocono group. I think the worst thing out of all this is that Austin Hill gets a cup ride.
Jesus.
Like, I
You
can't
know
think
what? Come on now.
Okay,
This is
You're right,
the
you're right,
villain.
you're right.
Maybe, dude. If Austin Hill starts winning races in the Cup Series now that he just got this fucking car somehow, I feel like that's some sort of intervention. That's
It could be.
there's something stepping in.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's
he-
just
he-
It's great. We got another person that we can hate.
he
now.
has the attitude. Just does he have the talent to back it up?
Does he have the charisma to back it up too?
No.
Because Kyle Busch is just an anomaly in modern day racing where you
Yeah.
have someone that can talk shit and back it up.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of drivers that can back it up but don't talk shit. And there's a lot of drivers
Yeah.
that talk shit and can't back it up. And Kyle Busch was that very, very narrow part that could do both. And I don't think we're going to see that for a long time.
No, I agree.
So, Jack, do you want to wrap this up for us?
Sure. But first, we did have one submission to the story. It was from your wife, Tom.
Yes.
She did enjoy the interview where he kept saying everything's great.
Everything's great. Everything's great.
Everything's great. Everything's great. Can't wait to get back in the race car. See you guys in Phoenix next week. Yeah,
Everything's great. Everything's great. I'm here. So
How are you enjoying Logano? Everything's great. Everything's awesome.
Everything's
great. Yeah,
the car's good. Can't wait to get to Phoenix.
I'll sum up. I feel the same way as you, Tom. I don't know if I should grieve either. I didn't really know him personally, but I feel like a part of feels like a part of your childhood.
It's gone.
Died. Yeah, him and Kurt if I were to compare them to, other athletes, I probably have to compare them to the Richard brothers, Henry Richard and Maurice Rocket Richard, both Hall of Famers, both won championships, but one of them was regarded as one of the goats of the sport. Talk about Maurice Richard. Like Kurt Busch had a very respectable career. He had a championship. He had a Daytona 500. But Kyle Busch, even though he doesn't have a 500, he's going to go down as he's probably one of the top 10 drivers in NASCAR history.
He's on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, sport's not going to be the same without him. So you want me to wrap it up, or since you took lead, do you want to do it?
He did ask you to wrap it up.
Before we wrap it up, I will say one thing. So back to the nicknames that I can think off the top of my head. First one was Shrub, because he was Kurt Busch's younger brother. Yeah. Shrub. And I remember there was an interview with Kurt before Kyle started racing. He goes, "If you think I'm good, just wait till you see my brother."
I was going to say, is that a real story?
And he had Wild Thing for a while.
Yes.
The Candyman. And most infamously, Rowdy, named after Rowdy Burns from Days of Thunder, who had a very similar driving style and attitude, who ironically was inspired by Dale Earnhardt. Because Dale Earnhardt was asked to play in the movie, and he said no because he didn't want to be the bad guy. And they made Rowdy Burns, and Kyle would race the 51 because that's what Rowdy raced in the same font.
Wow.
But yes, Jack, wrap this up first, please.
All right. Thank you again to Recoil Garage for sponsoring this episode. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Nerds Talking Sports and on Twitter and Instagram at N_T_S_podcast. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. This is Jack Knife along with D. Zach Daniels and Tommy Joe. Have a wonderful night, everyone.